The room is packed. Reporters from every major news outlet crowd together, microphones raised, cameras flashing. The air is electric with anticipation. At the front, a dark blue curtain frames a sleek podium emblazoned with the seal of Congress. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett steps up to the microphone with calm precision. She's dressed in a sharp navy suit, her expression serious but unshaken. To her right stands her attorney, a composed woman in her 40s holding a thick folder of documents. Security lines the back wall, their gazes scanning the room. Jasmine takes a brief pause as the crowd quiets. She leans slightly toward the microphone. This isn't about politics. This is about the truth. Cameras click like distant thunder. Over the past several months, Mr. Kash Patel has made repeated, knowingly, false claims about me. He has gone on national television, social media, and even published statements designed to damage my reputation, incite hostility, and derail my ability to serve the people I represent. Reporters murmur, already scribbling notes. Today, I am filing an $80 million defamation lawsuit against Mr. Patel. Gasps ripple across the room. The flashes intensify. Let me be clear, this isn't just about me, it's about the precedent. We've allowed people with platforms to lie with impunity for too long. Enough is enough. The lawyer steps forward and holds up a copy of the official court filing for the cameras. A second wave of photos explodes. Jasmine continues, voice unwavering. I have endured threats, abuse, and attempts to discredit my work, all based on lies. Mr. Patel believed he could say whatever he wanted without consequence. But words have consequences, and he's about to learn that. A young reporter in the second row shouts a question. Congresswoman, are you prepared for the political fallout from this? Jasmine looks straight at him, her expression steely. I'm prepared for the truth. That's what this is about. Nothing more, nothing less. Without waiting for further questions, she steps down from the podium. The room erupts in shouted questions and camera flashes. Her attorney follows closely behind, calm and focused. Behind them, the blue curtain ripples as they disappear backstage. A breaking news banner scrolls across television screens in the background. Breaking. Representative Jasmine Crockett files $80 million lawsuit against Kash Patel. Words have consequences. The studio lights blaze in crisp white. Cameras roll. A bold red ticker scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Live. Kash Patel responds to $80 million lawsuit from Representative Jasmine Crockett. Backdrop gleams with the network logo. Sitting across from the host, Kash Patel adjusts his suit jacket and leans forward, wearing his trademark confident smirk. His posture is relaxed, but his eyes betray a flicker of tension. The anchor, a seasoned journalist in her 50s, sits straight-backed, clasping her notes tightly as she begins. We're joined now by former Trump aide and political strategist, Kash Patel, who's responding for the first time to the explosive lawsuit filed just hours ago by Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Mr. Patel, thank you for being here tonight. Kash smiles faintly. Glad to be here. Let's get to it. The anchor wastes no time. You've just been hit with an $80 million defamation lawsuit. Congresswoman Crockett accuses you of lying, repeatedly, of launching targeted attacks meant to harm her reputation. Do you stand by everything you've said? Kash nods, then laughs softly under his breath. Every single word. The anchor's brow furrows. So you're saying none of it was false, not one claim? He leans in, voice low but cutting. Look, Crockett's playing a dangerous game. She wants to act like she's untouchable. But I have documentation, statements, witnesses, communication she probably hoped would never see daylight. The anchor shifts in her seat, clearly caught off guard. Are you saying you have evidence, proof that backs your public claims? Without breaking eye contact, Patel reaches down beside his chair and pulls a manila folder from a leather briefcase. He holds it up slowly, deliberately, for the cameras. This folder? It's just the beginning. If she wants discovery, she's going to get it. But it won't go the way she thinks. A sudden hush spreads across the studio. Even the floor crew, usually busy behind the scenes, pause. For a moment, the anchor seems genuinely rattled. You're implying that this lawsuit could backfire. I'm not implying it. I'm promising it. You want the truth. We'll take this thing all the way to court. And when we do, people are going to learn a lot more about Jasmine Crockett than she ever wanted made public. The anchor attempts to regain control of the interview, her voice steady but tight. This is an extraordinary moment. You're making serious allegations here on live television. Are you prepared for the legal risk if what you're saying can't be proven? Kash smiles again, this time colder. Oh, I've been ready. She thought this lawsuit would silence me. It's only given me a bigger microphone. Silence. Then, slowly, the camera zooms in as the anchor stares at him, blinking once, visibly processing the magnitude of what just happened. Back in the control room, a producer's voice crackles over the comms. Keep it rolling, don't cut. This is going viral in 5 minutes. The ticker updates mid-broadcast. Breaking. Kash Patel claims proof against Crockett. Hints at explosive evidence in defamation lawsuit. Screen fades to commercial. But Patel keeps smiling, eyes locked on the camera. He knows exactly what he's done. A wave of reactions explodes across the country. Jasmine Crockett's lawsuit and Kash Patel's live response dominate the national conversation. Every TV screen, phone, and social feed is lit up with one thing: this feud. In a bustling newsroom, journalists huddle around a monitor replaying Patel's interview. One reporter murmurs, "Did he really just say that on air?" Another replies, "He didn't just say it, he dared her to come for him." In a cafe in Washington, D.C., a group of young political aides sit around a table, phones in hand, scrolling through X, formerly Twitter, threads. "Look at this one," one aide says, reading aloud. "At Justice for All, proud of Representative Crockett for taking a stand. Patel has smeared people for years unchecked. She's not backing down, and that's power." Hashtag Crockett spattle across the screen. Tweets pour in. At CONLAWGUYDC, Patel's live response was reckless or strategic genius. If he really has what he claims, this could be a legal bloodbath. Hashtag defamation. Shown at Think Blue. No. He pulled a folder on live TV. What is this? A political soap opera? Crockett's about to bury him. At Right Sidview. Good for Kash. Someone finally standing up to these grandstanders in Congress. He's not scared. She's the one who should be. Meanwhile, on TikTok, creators break down the events with dramatic reenactments and voiceovers. One viral post cuts between Crockett's press conference and Patel's TV moment. Edited like a trailer for a courtroom drama, the screen flashes with captions: lies, lawsuits, live TV. This fall, the $80 million reckoning. In a university law class, a professor projects headlines on the board. This case is going to test the boundaries of political speech, public figure defamation standards, and First Amendment protections. Keep your eyes on this one. Back in Texas, Crockett's home district, supporters gather in a community center watching the replay on a projector. A woman stands up after the segment ends. She's doing what most of us are too afraid to do. She's telling people with power and money, "You're not untouchable." That means something. At the same time, in a dimly lit conservative podcast studio, a host leans into his mic. "You see what happened last night? Kash Patel just nuked her lawsuit with one interview. This isn't going to end well for Crockett. Trust me." Back on Capitol Hill, both Democrats and Republicans quietly speculate. Whispers fill the hallways. Some fear fallout. Others see opportunity. The nation splits along familiar lines, but this time, the stakes feel personal, raw. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's watching, and neither side is backing down. A crowd has gathered outside the courthouse steps in Washington, D.C. Reporters, protesters, curious locals, and camera crews line the sidewalk like a red carpet premiere. Metal barricades form a narrow path as Jasmine Crockett exits a black SUV, surrounded by her legal team. She's composed and striking, wearing a charcoal gray suit, no-nonsense heels, and a quiet expression of control. Flashbulbs burst. Microphones stretch over each other. "Congresswoman Crockett, any comment before the hearing?" She pauses briefly at the top of the steps, looks over the crowd, and says simply, "Justice is patient, but it always arrives." Inside the courtroom, spectators sit in hushed anticipation. The hearing isn't the trial yet, but it's the most anticipated procedural motion in months. Today, The judge will decide whether to dismiss Patel's counterclaim and whether his so-called evidence can even be admitted. Kash Patel sits at the defendant's table, his confident veneer from the TV interview now noticeably dulled. His lawyer flips through papers, speaking in a low, quick whisper. Across from him, Crockett sits silently, fingers interlocked, eyes on the judge's bench. The judge, a seasoned and meticulous woman in her 60s, enters. Everyone rises. The hearing begins. Hours pass. Legal arguments fly back and forth, tense, technical, deliberate. Crockett's lawyers argue Patel's evidence was selectively edited and improperly obtained. Patel's team insists it's legitimate proof of public misconduct. Then the judge speaks. After reviewing both motions and the submitted materials, it is the court's opinion that the defendant's presented evidence does not meet the standards required for admissibility in a defamation defense at this stage. The court is particularly concerned about the lack of source authentication. A low murmur ripples through the room. Patel leans forward, whispering urgently to his attorney. The judge continues. As such, Mr. Patel's submitted materials will not be considered for dismissal or as part of his counterclaim. The plaintiff's case will proceed. The gavel strikes outside. The courthouse steps are now an avalanche of reporters. Cameras catch the moment Patel emerges. He walks fast, head down, face tight. Gone is the swagger from his live TV moment. His attorney mumbles no comment as they push through the crowd. Moments later, Crockett exits. Flanked by her lawyers, the press surges forward. A reporter calls out, "Congresswoman, how do you respond to today's decision?" She looks into the nearest camera, her voice measured and unwavering. "You can't just lie about people, hide behind a mic, and call it free speech. Accountability isn't harassment, it's justice. Today was the first step. We're not done." She steps into the vehicle as the crowd chants her name. Across the street, a billboard screen replays Patel's original interview clip in silence, his bold smile frozen in time. Now juxtaposed with the courtroom loss, inside a news studio, the headline banner scrolls beneath a panel of stunned commentators. Judge rules Patel's evidence inadmissible. Crockett lawsuit moves forward. A legal analyst stares into the camera, shaking his head. This just changed the tone of the entire case. Whatever Patel thought he had clearly, the court didn't buy it. He's in real trouble now. Cut to Patel in a back office somewhere, watching the coverage in silence. The manila folder he once held like a weapon now sits unopened on the table beside him. He doesn't speak. He just stares at the screen. The case hasn't even gone to trial yet, but for the first time, the momentum feels irreversible.